What's up, YouTube? This is FX once again, and we are back to talk about forex trading. No, not forex trading. In today's video, we're talking about something really different, guys. Trust me. Now, one of the things I've noticed is the fact that a lot of times people get stuck. Now, they get stuck trying to start up something. Now, this isn't because they started something and at some point stopped, but they never have the courage to start up anything. And one of the things I also discovered is the fact that talent is not enough. You could have talent, but when you are not skilled, your talent just becomes crude. You see, every day, all day, when you put someone who has got talent with someone who has got skill, the difference would always show. You see, Ronaldo, he ain't got talent as a footballer, but man is just totally skilled, and acquiring skill comes from a mindset. And in today's video, we're talking about the exact mindset you need to acquire the skill you require to move forward in relationship, in business, in life, in your health, whatever it is at all you desire, right? And it's just gonna be an amazing time. I think I'll call this video slaying your giant, right? Slaying your giant, because for those of you who haven't started anything at all, there is a giant you ain't seen that is making you stay back, making you think differently. And once you can slay that giant, best believe you can move from point A to point B without thinking about it. And that's why I am here today, guys. So a quick one, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do, and if you haven't liked, please do, and ensure you share this video to someone who would like to say, because we just want to take you to the next level, just like we were being taken by hands to the next level, and it's important we all do this together. Okay, I'll start with the story. You see, David was a little boy. He has got 7 brothers, and he is the last child in the house. He's got a father, an old man, and he happens to be the one who tends to the sheep in the house. And in one of those occasions, he would go out to go tend to the sheep and feed them and all of that. One day, an old man came into the house by name Samuel and was like, "Yo, we want to anoint a king for Israel." And the father called all his sons. And when he called all his sons, he didn't even think about David. Man, that guy was so insignificant that the father even had no idea he had anyone called David in the family. Man, that's just so crazy, man. And Samuel didn't choose any because God hadn't chosen any of those guys. So he got to the point where he asked, he said, "Are these all your sons?" And the man said, "I've got one little boy in the bush tending to my flock. He's just small, just get." Someone was like, "Bring him." And when they brought David, he got anointed. Now, he got anointed, and it happened that war broke out in Israel. Now, the Philistines came against the Israelites and trying to fight war, and it was massive, right? It was massive. They set the battle away, and this camp of the enemy, of the Philistines, were on this other side of the mountain, and the children of Israel was on the other side of the mountain. It was so intense, it's so much chaotic, right? And they went into the valley between the two mountains, and the battles was in action, and people were all just, it was crazy, man. And at some point, this big joker showed up, a very big joker. His name was Goliath. The Bible said this guy was so big that in each palm he's got 6 fingers. This guy was so big that he has got a helmet of brass. His coat, man, was weigh 5,000 shekels. And at some point, I went online to go check what 5,000 shekels weighed in today's scale. And I discovered that this guy wore over 150 kilograms on his body. Man, that's so crazy, right? And when I was thinking about this, and I was like, yo, this guy is a massive joker, and he was so much scary. And when he came out, the children of Israel had to go back. Yeah, they were like, this guy gonna kill us, man. And man, if I were there, I would do the same. They were behind. They didn't move forward anymore. It was crazy. Now, days after days, this same guy showed up and was like, yo, bring me a champion from your camp that would fight me. And if he wins, you guys become our master. And if we win, we become your master and you become our slaves. It was that crazy. And you know, it was a dilemma, right? It was crazy. Now, on those occasions, David's father called up the boy. He said, yo, go give your siblings food. He said, take grain, an ephah of grain, and then take bread, and then give the bread to your brother's captain, and then give this to your brothers. Now he got to the camp. He saw what was going on. It was intense. While he was there, another guy was talking about Goliath, and then talking about what the king wants to offer the man who would kill the guy, the big joker, right? Now David was just there listening, and they said the king will give this person his daughter, give this person great riches, I'll make the family free in the land of Israel, right? And David heard that, and then was like, you said what? Can you say the same thing back again? And the same guys repeated what they've said before, and David was so much in awe. And they were like, yo, sign me up, man. Bro, man, sign me up. And while he was talking, his other brother came in, and one was like, yo, who did you left those sheep for? I know the pride in your heart and the nothingness in your mind. You've come here to see the battle, right? And while he was still talking, David was like, is there not a cause? Man, there is a cause to defeat this guy, right? And David didn't even mind the brother. And at some point in time, this same news about David, before then, David was like, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that would come and defile the army of God, right? And the people were kind of shocked, like, yo, who is this little boy talking so big, right? And they reiterated the same thing to the king. Now the king had to send for David, man, because Saul was like, who is this new guy that came into the camp that nobody knows about? And Saul needed to meet David, right? Now when David showed up, Saul was like, your little boy. He was disappointed. I too would be disappointed because, man, I'm looking for a giant too, man. But here's what David said. He said, let not your mind be troubled, right? He said, for your servants will go and defeat the Philistine. And then he said, I tend to the sheep of my father, right? And at some point in time, a bear came in and took one of the sheep. I went after the bear and slew the bear and took the sheep. He said, at another point in time, a lion came, right? He said, I chased after the lion, took the sheep, and slew the lion, right? And the king was like, okay, the Lord be with you, go, right? And gave David his armor, and David couldn't use the armor because the Bible says he hasn't tested it, right? Now you know how the story went. David killed Goliath. But here was one story a lot of people don't pay attention to, which we will be talking about today, and these lessons would help you move from point A to point B. First lesson, get a skill. I know you're kind of looking funny and then thinking, yo, what do you mean by getting a skill? Let me explain. You see, the fact that you are anointed to do something doesn't mean you're skilled in that thing. And trust me, every day, all day, every time, right? Skill would beat talent. Now, I know you could judge me, but I don't care. Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. Now, Messi seems to have the talent, right? But Ronaldo had no talent, right? Just like people would say. But man, that guy has got skill. He's got dedication. He's got skill. Now, this skill is what is putting him in the very forefront of relevance. So much relevance in his time. So much relevance. Because he developed the skill. Now, David was a shepherd, but he didn't just stop there. He developed the skill of learning how to use the sling. He was so skilled with the sling that he used the sling in chasing down bears and lions. Now, at this point in time, he took that same sling and went against Goliath. And do you know what? He slayed Goliath. And the Bible said the stone pierced into the head of Goliath. Imagine, how would a stone pierce into a person's head? Now, imagine the force that stone used in going through Goliath's head. Now, this was all gotten because man has been in the bush practicing how to use the sling. You see, it ain't just about being talented. Yo, talent is cool, man. But you need to develop that talent and make it become a skill. 2 days, 3 days, 2 years, 5 years, if that's all it takes to develop that skill, man, put the skill, get the skill, get the hustle, man. It's not just about coming up and saying, yo, I'm talented in doing this. No. Have you got skill? Do you know what it means to have a skill? If you don't, then go get a skill. You see, skill separates the boys from the men. Skill separates the chaff from the wheat. Skill places ideation, right, into action. Get a skill. It's so very much important. Very, very much important, right? Get a skill. The next point we're talking about is getting tools for your skill. You need tools. You need tools for your skill, right? Now, when you've developed or discovered the skill you want to make effort in learning, in becoming good at, you need a skill to get that working, right? You need the tool, to get that working. You can't say you want to trade the forex market like I do and don't own a phone that helps you browse the internet. You can't say you want to trade the forex market and don't own a laptop or PC. It's very much important, man. You can't say you want to start up a landscaping business and you don't own a mowing machine, right? You need these tools to help your skill. Tools are like those plates that help you serve your dish. They are like those conveyor belts that is being placed in the machine. They are like the engine in a car. You need tools to get your job going. You see, like David, he mastered how to use the sling, but then he's got a sling. He's got a sling. Now, irrespective of what it is you do, you're a speaker, you're a writer, you're a trader, you're a business person, whatever it is you do, you need tools. Get a tool. Get a tool and get active, man. You need a tool. See, I can remember how it was when I started trading the forex market. Before I started, I only had a dream, and I was just there. I didn't know how to go about it, but I had this phone. So I don't know where I kept it right now, but probably in the next video I'll show you guys. I had this phone I was using then. It was small, but I had to go on. That was my tool. So you don't have an excuse, man. You don't get to tell anyone about the fact that you don't get this. Use the little phone you have. Use that little tool you have. Use it wisely, guys. Use it for your skill. Get a tool, even though it is small. Get a tool. Right. The next point we'll be talking about is have a track record. You need a track record. Now, David, when the king was still talking, David said, I, at some point in time, chased down a bear. I chased down a lion. Not just only chasing them, I slew them. You see, David had a track record he could put before the king and tell the king, I'm just not that little guy you're kind of looking at right now. I'm way beyond what you see. Right. Your skill is one thing. Your tool is another thing. However, The track record is what makes you speak before the king. You want to get a contract? Yeah, cool, go get a contract, but what have you done before? What have you done successfully before in line to this skill you're kind of pushing forward and trying to get a contract for? That's the question. What have you done? What skill set do you have? Right. And that's one very much important stuff we're going to be talking about today. You need track record. Now, you ask me, how do you get track record? Man, it's just simple. Go offer free services to people. Offer free services to people. I remember when I started trading the forex market, I ain't got no one trading with me. I just went out and I was like, yo, I know how to trade. Let's do this, let's do that. And man, I did one, I did two, I did three. It's all it takes. Go offer free services. I started teaching people free in my community then. I stayed in the school. My hostel, I taught for free. Man, go get track record. And the only way you could do this is offer services. It ain't difficult, man. Just go up, yo, my name is this, my name is that. Can I help you do this? Yo, it's for free. I'm gonna do this for you for free. So, man, you need track record. And it may not be paying right now, but trust me, to pay in the future. So, get track record right now. Get a skill right now. Do something for free right now for somebody, and man, that's how you start putting up referrals. It's how it is. It's just as simple as that, guys. The next one we're talking about is talk about what you do. You need to talk about what you do. You see, I've seen a lot of people who are talented stay stuck in one point in time and they never move from one point to the next because they were afraid. They thought they were not good enough. They thought they were not fine enough, not tall enough. Some even thought they were not short enough, and they never talked about whatever it is they did. And it's just so crazy, right? Let me put this straight for you guys. A lot of people are doing much more than you can do right now. However, they don't got the skill you've got, right? A lot of people make more results than you right now, but they ain't got no skill like you've got. So, what's the difference? They talked. You see, David was that little guy who was very loud. At some point, his loudness got him to the king. You need to show up every day and talk about what you do. You're on social media, you're on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, name it. Talk about what you do. You meet anyone on the way. Yo, my name is Zoko FX. I trade the forex market. It's just that simple, guys. You need to talk about what you do. Talking about what you do is what gives you that contract. It's what gives you that recognition. When I say recognition, it's what puts the money in your pocket, man. So talk about what you do, right? And the last point is this: go slay your giant. You see, after you've showed up, after you've talked about what you do, after you've learned your skill, after you've acquired skill and you've got a tool, you have to go slay your giants. That is where the real action comes into play. You have to try to execute in the best way that you can. Now, trust me, it ain't gonna be easy. It won't be easy, guys. But your resolve is this: that you've come too far. I mean, you just can't come this far to end here. You've come this far. So just go out there and execute. Kill your giant. Take that action today. Kill your giant, man. How do you kill your giant? Show up. Just show up with the mindset that you have already overcome. Now, it is important that you understand that God is for you. God is for you. God is for you, guys. I started taking these actions when I realized, I've got a Father. I've got God. He wants me to do this. He loves that I do this. And I was like, damn the consequences. Alright? Damn consequences. And so it is David thought. He knew that he has got covenant with God. Now, the whole Israelite has got the same covenant with God, but it took David, who realized he has got this covenant, to actually slay Goliath. It takes you knowing that God is for you to slay your giant. So you need to show up that way. You need to show up that way. You need to show up that way, guys. Alright guys, this is where we come to the end of today's video. I hope this blessed you as much as it did bless me. If you haven't liked or subscribed to this channel, please do. It helps the algorithm move this channel to this video to people who love to see stuff like this, guys. And best believe we just want to help ourselves, guys, and this is all we're all about. My name remains Zoko FX. Stay blessed by the blessed. Peace.